Hi, I'm Dr. Christine Candler. I'm a dermatologist, and I wanted to take a few moments to teach you about skin cancer in the fire service. First of all, 1 in 5 Americans will develop skin cancer over the span of their lives. And in America, 1 person every hour dies of melanoma. And those are the general statistics. And so what we want to do today is talk about the statistics of skin cancer in the fire service. Turns out that in the 1980s, the firefighters used to realize that, okay, I want to start again, sorry. Can I start again one more time?
Absolutely. Yeah, you're
Great.
totally good.
Okay, hi, test. I'm Dr. Christine Candler, and I'm a dermatologist, and today we're going to talk about skin cancer, and more importantly, skin cancer in the fire service. 1 in 5 Americans will develop a skin cancer over the span of their lives. Additionally, all right. I'm gonna
I
third
know.
time's a
It's
charm,
once we
and then
start recording. I know.
yeah, third time's a charm. I'm just gonna do this. Okay, sorry. Test. Hi, I'm Dr. Christine Candler. I'm a dermatologist, and today we're going to talk about skin cancer. Overall statistics of skin cancer in America are that 1 in 5 Americans will develop a skin cancer over the span of their life. Additionally, 1 person every hour dies of melanoma in the United States. Specifically for firefighters, it was first documented that melanoma occurred at a higher risk with studies that were done looking at population data in the 1980s in Massachusetts. Then what we learned through the NIOSH study is that firefighters are at an increased risk of cancer. The NIOSH study did not look at melanoma. The Nordic study, which was published in 2014, did look at melanoma, and it echoed the NIOSH study in that firefighters were at increased risk for cancers. Specifically, though, the Nordic study showed that melanoma was found in firefighters from ages 30 to 40. This is much different than the average American. The average American who gets melanoma is typically a 65-year-old Caucasian male. So this is a much, much different disease in firefighters. We also saw this in the World Trade Center data. What the 14-year follow-up data, which was recently published, showed was that the firefighters who arrived at the World Trade Center ground zero immediately at the time of the disaster developed melanoma at a much higher rate than firefighters who arrived 24, 48 hours later. So that brings us to wonder why this is. And so the soot and the fire contain chemicals, and a lot of these chemicals are forever chemicals, which are not destroyed by being burned. They actually become aerosolized. The soot contains benzenes, it contains polyaromatic hydrocarbons, and these chemicals are then inhaled, but they also are absorbed through the skin. When a firefighter is in a hot fire or in a hot environment when they're running and working and lifting and doing all the activities that firefighters do, the absorption rate of the skin goes up 400 times. What ends up happening is that when you're working and you're exercising and you're being the tactical athlete that you are, your pores open so that way you can sweat. And in opening, there's more ability of those chemicals to go down the sweat gland and into the skin. Interestingly, adjacent to these sweat glands are blood vessels. And so this is an open opportunity for those chemicals to get into the blood. We know that there is polyaromatic hydrocarbons in the blood and urine of firefighters. There have been studies that have looked at firefighters before a fire and measured the urine and the blood polyaromatic hydrocarbons, and then repeated those tests immediately after a fire. And those chemicals have gone up 2.5 to 3.2 fold higher after the fire. So it's really important that when you're at a fire, that you use your wipes that you're given to wipe down your skin to eradicate the soot immediately. Furthermore, wash your gear as soon as you get back to the firehouse and take a shower. Additionally, of course, use your oxygen as much as you're able and try to remain out of the distance of the wind, which is carrying the soot. Finally, it would be nice for us to talk about what melanoma looks like, given that it is so dangerous. Melanoma is a brown spot, and basically the American Academy of Dermatology has come up with the ABCDE guide to help you determine what is okay and what is not. The A is for asymmetry. So if you have a brown spot that is not a mirror image in a vertical fashion, so in an up and down, this side isn't the same as this side in size, shape, or color, or even horizontally, the top isn't the same as the bottom in size, shape, or color, then we're going to want to look at that. B is for borders. The border of your brown spot should be distinct, meaning your natural color, and then boom, there's a nice line where the brown of your freckle is, and then it remains. If the border is bumpy, or if it's smudgy, like someone took a eraser and just erased part of the edge, then we're going to be concerned. Color, you want every freckle to be one color. If your freckle has 5 different colors in it, like white, red, black, tan, brown, then we're going to be concerned. Some of us don't make 100% normal looking moles, and that's okay too. In those situations, you want to look for the freckle or the mole that looks different than everybody else. And that would be the one that you're going to look for. Finally, if you ever have a question about your freckle, you can always take a picture with your cell phone, and we'll address that more in a moment. For D, D is diameter. Of course, the bigger a spot is, the more chance of something going wrong. So basically, your bigger freckles, which is essentially anything bigger than an eraser on a pencil, you want to watch. And finally is E for evolving. If you have a freckle that's changing over time, then you want to get it biopsied. And so this is where we get back into the cell phone. Our cell phones are phenomenal pieces of equipment. You can take a photo, and then you can set your calendar for 2, 3, 4 months to remind you to look at that photo and look at your spot. And if they match, you're totally fine. Set another calendar message for 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 months ahead, and then look at it again. You can do this at home. Your family can help you if it's on your back. As long as it matches, you're A-okay. If it's different, get it off. Additionally, the other things that you're going to want to look for are basal cells, which are slow growing, and they can sometimes look like a pimple that doesn't heal. It can look like a boo-boo that just doesn't go away. It could be a shaving accident that every time you shave your face, it opens up and bleeds. This is the least dangerous of the skin cancers, but it is the most common. The third type of skin cancer is a squamous cell carcinoma. These look like dry skin, or when you're feeling your face, your ears, your arms, your neck, it feels gritty, like fine grade sandpaper. When you feel that, you want to put moisturizer or even Vaseline on that spot every day for 2 weeks. If it's dry skin, it will go away. If it doesn't go away, it could be a squamous cell, it could be psoriasis, it could be eczema, or it could be an infection. Get it looked at. I would like to note that squamous cells can sometimes happen on the ears and on the lips. The ones on the lips look like cold sores. If you have a cold sore that lasts more than 3 or 4 weeks, please get it looked at. For some reason that we do not understand, squamous cells on the lips and on the ears have a tendency to spread to organs on the inside of the body. As scientists, and doctors, we do not understand this, but those are considered high-risk areas, so that's very important. Finally, I just want to also mention that anyone can get skin cancer, no matter what color your skin is. It's really important for us to know that Bob Marley actually died of a melanoma on his toe. So for those of us out there that have darker skin tones, please check the bottom of your feet, in between your toes, and the tops of your feet, and additionally, toenails, fingernails, and your hands. For some weird reason, acral melanoma happens more in darker skin tones than those of us with lighter skin tones. But once again, melanoma doesn't follow any rules. So you need to learn the ABCDs so you can protect yourself and your loved ones. I do hope that you'll partake in the AAD Spot Skin Cancer campaign and get a free skin cancer screening. These can be above the waist, the full body, or just a spot. Please educate yourself on skin cancers. Please wipe down your skin. Please use sunblock. Avoid the sun from 10 to 2 and have fun out there. Thanks so much.